everyone, this is SN Ayub and welcome to Let's Invest Right. 2020 has been a roller coaster for the stock market. It's been highly volatile. Some of the companies have gone as low as 90% of their pre-pandemic values. On the other hand, some companies have grown at a rapid pace. Some of the tech companies are the most profitable because of the pandemic. The industry has changed, the environment has changed. Things have changed. It's not the same as the pre-pandemic. Well, on the other hand, there are companies that are down, especially in the travel and entertainment industry. On the other hand, many companies have entered the stock market and floated new shares and through IPOs. Some of the renowned companies that have done IPOs this year include the Airbnb, DoorDash, Unity Software, Snowflake. And today we'll discuss about one of these companies, Snowflake. Snowflake provides cloud database platform in United States and across the globe. The company enables customers to consolidate data into single and one source with all the information, insights, data-driven applications, and everything that you can imagine of into one space. And that's what Snowflake is. On 16th of September, the company went public and was listed in New York Stock Exchange. Well, one point to mention here is that Warren Buffett invested in this company, and this shows the strength of the company. This was only the second investment at the time of IPO that Warren Buffett has invested after Ford in 1956. If you look at the business model of the company provides one platform for all the database, and there's no need for other data applications, virtually unlimited performance and scales, and near zero maintenance as a services. If we talk about the industry in which the company is operating, well, the company has a strong potential because it's operating in a growing environment. The database warehouse is worth $14 billion. However, the cloud platform is $81 billion. So there is a huge potential of the company in terms of growth. Looking at the ecosystem of the company is linked with many of the big names across the globe. Snowflake is providing services to some of the big names such as Deloitte, KPMG, EV, and many others. Quickly going through the Q3 financials that the company has just published, it's growing at a rapid pace, as I said. The product revenue has grown by 115%. Not only this, the company has been growing in terms of customers and improving its profit margins. I'll further go into details by looking at the annual revenues. If you look at the 2019 revenues versus 2020, the growth has been 174%, and the revenues have grown from 97 million to 265 million, which is tremendous. Looking at the quarterly revenues and Q3 revenues, mind you here, the 21, if you look at FY21, because the company closes its book in January, end of January. So 21 is basically Q3 2020. So looking at here, from 73 million in Q3 2020, the company revenues have jumped to 160 million, which is showing a 119% growth. Not only this, if you look at versus last quarter, the results have improved from $133 million of revenue to 116 million. All this shows that the company is growing at a rapid pace. Not only this, if you look at the significant customer commitments, this has increased as well. From Q3 2019, or as per the chart Q3 2020, it has jumped to from 273 million to 928 million, showing a 240% growth year on year. Further, we'll go deep into showing the large customer momentum. Well, the customer momentum has also increased. Total customers have increased from 1934, which is 1934 in the Q3 last year, to 3,554 this year, showing a growth of 84%. Since this shows many customers across the globe are recognizing the importance of Snowflake and using this platform as a one database warehouse. Looking at customers which are having a product revenue of more than $1 million, this revenue has increased by 110% as well, from 31 customers to 65. This shows there are large customers that have increased. If you look at the overall customers, increased by 84. However, big customers have increased by 110. So more and more large companies is using the services of Snowflake, as customers are the key for any businesses. And we'll go further into looking at the Fortune 500 customers. Fortune 500 customers have increased from 106 in last year Q3 to 165, showing a 56% of growth rate. Well, the company is not only focusing on increasing its customers and revenues, but with increase in top line, the overall P&L is improving. The margins are improving. So here we'll look into the gross profit margin and how the gross profit margins are improving. From 2019 full year, which was ended in January 2019, the gross profit was 58%. However, this has increased to 68% in year to date 2020 Q3. So there's a 10 percentage increase points in 1 year and 3 quarters. Versus last year, this has improved by 5% as it was 63% in last year. There are three main drivers of increasing the gross profit margin, and one here is the cloud agreement pricing. So the company is working on its pricing as well as in improving the scales. With higher sales, the company is able to increase its gross margin. We'll look into further details by analyzing the overall operating leverage of the company, and versus 2019 you could see the operating leverage has improved significantly this year. Well, this was the summary from third quarter published report from Snowflake. Now we'll analyze the price of the stock. If you look at the opening price of the stock, it was 245. And let me tell you, the overall value of Snowflake was much higher than GM, Dell, and Uber at the time of its IPO. I'll further go deep into only the last month. This was the period when the price started going down, and it's because of the lockup expiration. Well, what is lockup expiration? Before explaining lockup expiration, let me tell you what is a lockup period. Lockup period is a contract that the company owners, management, those who are holding the shares or the major shareholders will not sell their shares. This is generally from 90 days to 180 days in terms of IPO. For SPAC, it could start from 180 days to 1 year. So this lockup period, in this, if these are the major shareholders, the owners, the management, if they sell their share, the price could go down significantly. And once the lockup expiration period was completed, well, the price went down. The price went up as high as 429 and it went down. Now the price has gone to 334, which is a significant discount. So the price is overall down by around almost 23% versus its peak. Well, many investors prefer waiting for the lockup expiration period and then invest in the company. Well, because once the IPO is launched, the price would be fluctuating. It would be going up and down, and even the market volatility would impact. The wave in the market, the wind could take the IPO up or down. Not only this, many investors prefer investing after the lockup expiration. The main reason is that they will have the published data. They will look into the companies, how the company is performing, how the stock is performing, how the overall situation, they will look at it and then analyze. This will give them a good time and then invest in the company. So lockup expiration could have a significant impact on the share price of the company. Let me give you an example of Facebook. On May 18, 2012, well, the company lockup expiration was ended and the share price went down as low as $19.69, which is the lowest in the history of Facebook. Well, this is about the 50% lower than the company, 50% lower price of the company. So this could tell you like lockup expiration could have a significant impact on the share price. So after analyzing the company's performance after the lockup expiration, well, I'll suggest it's a good company with the increasing number of customers, increasing number of revenues, the overall margins are improving. I'll recommend investing in the company. Let's look further into what analysts are saying. If you look at the recommendation trends from the analyst, out of the 23, 10 are saying it's a buy and a strong buy, while 11 are saying to hold it. On the other hand, 2 analysts are saying that the stock is underperforming. Looking at the overall recommendation, it's 2.6, which is between buy and hold. However, the analyst price, the current price is much higher than the analyst average price. However, it could go as high as 515. Well, before making the investments in the company, there are a couple of points that I would like to highlight here. After the lockup expiration, the share price went down. The overall market value or the market capitalization of the company went down as low to around $20 billion. Well, that's massive in terms of the company. This shows like how the share price could impact the overall value of the company. On the other hand, the projections of the revenues and the customers is expected to grow, and this will lead to higher share price. The revenues are expected to grow at 80% for the next year. So the company is expected to further grow, and this will further improve their profitability margins, and the overall profitability will improve, which will help the increase in EPS, and the share price would increase. However, let me tell you, this cloud computing company is trading at 83 times of its next year revenue estimates. which is very high, and this shows that the company is overvalued. But most of the growth stocks are overvalued. On the other hand, if you look at the other stocks, generally stocks in Nasdaq are traded at 5 times of its next year revenues. So the price is high, but investing right now in the company, I think, is the right way, because the share price is expected to grow after the lockup expiration, and the share price has gone down. So it's still selling at a significant discount versus what it reached in last month to 429. So I hope you like the video.